Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of How to Vintage Story with yours truly. This is Cleric. Hello. How's everybody doing? I am doing okay. I'm doing a little bit better. Had some health stuff go down. That is a lot of rifts out there. What is happening? Apocalyptic rift activity. Oh boy. I guess it's a good thing that we're gonna stay inside for the most part. Well, actually, that may or may not be the case. Wonderful. Stop that. My goodness. Had some meat that was about to go bad, so we're getting that cooked up. There's no saving this other bit. It's gone. It's going. Get out of here. Did you bring me anything? Oh, a present, thank you. It's not even Christmas yet. Nope, still the 1st of December. Even we won't get to December, we won't get to the appropriate date for December 25th for in here because it doesn't exist. But yeah, we have some things to do. Let me put some things away. That didn't go away because it's full. There we go. So we're making our stew today. Is that gonna finish? We'll add that on there just in case. Today I want to make an anvil. We're gonna get into our leather tanning. And potentially one other thing. This is at nearly 10 days out of 20. That's nearly done. These hides are perishable for 14 days. And we have a moderate stock of food still to last the winter. So, we're doing good. We're doing good. What time of day is it? It is 5 in the morning. Nice and early. Getting up at that nice 5 o'clock early bird hour for exploration. Well, not exploration. The farm life early. I can't think. It's early morning for me right now. So I might be a little. I'm still drinking my coffee, people. Okay. All right. Yeah. So that early morning farm life is what I meant to say. I'm trying to think of like the things we're going to be doing and what I'm trying to say at the same time. At least they knock, right? Ooh. Wow. Getting all kinds of goodies. We have another temporal gear. We're potentially going to need that today. As you can see, I have some in my inventory already. So, flax is almost where we're, well, I mean, we're a fifth of the way there. In order to do one of the things that you want to do to make things like querning less tedious, you're going to need about 5 stacks of flax fiber. So, anyways, let's get over to our tanning. So in the last episode, we had sealed our hides in here. They are now soaked medium hides. What we do is we take and we put them in our inventory with a knife, and they become scraped medium hides. And then we take that and we put it in our weak tannin solution. And after 3 days, that should be good to go. Now, we still have 2 liters of lime water there. You can either throw that out, or what some people like to do is they will grab the materials to make another barrel. Excuse me, come here. And they will grab a bucket. And this is if you're trying to be really frugal with your lime water. They will place said barrel, and they will move their leftovers there so that they can refill this. And start the process all over again, which we will want to do. We We have some limestone. I don't think I have made any more lime. That's saltpeter. Nope. Alright, I'll have to grind up some more limestone. But that's the next bit for the tanning. And then it just needs to go into there, and we will have leather at the end of that. So, making progress. Alright. Let me get a couple of things together, and we will move on to the next bit. You know, it's funny. A lot of people in this game, they don't like winter. They either shorten it by a bunch. Look at the ice. They either shorten it by a bunch, or they just don't play while others make it through. And I get it's brutal, but look at how lovely this is. Ignore the starving to death sounds. This is just nice. I love winter in Vintage Story. Alright, we are back. I got 3 borax bits from our mine off that way, or the cave where we found it. There's a bunch more there still, so that's good. We can go back. Shush, I'm recording! We can go back for more if we need it. This is going to be very important for what we are going to endeavor to do. We have the last of our charcoal, we have that, and we have 14 iron ingots sitting here. I don't remember if it takes 12 ingots or if it takes more, but it takes a lot of iron to be able to make, excuse me, your anvil. So, you can heat up 4 ingots at a time. Let's go ahead and get that started. And once these heat up, we can start the process of making our anvil. Alright, I'm gonna let these get up to their maximum temperature because we have a lot of smithing to do on these things. This is a very intensive, very confusing, in my opinion, process. So, as usual, we go to place it on the anvil and we choose our anvil base. That's already consumed. So we need to add more, so we just crouch and add another one on there. That's already largely consumed as well. So you can see about how much iron this is going to take us to complete. So yeah, let me keep chugging away at this, and we will fast forward this for you guys. Okay, so with all of that, that is our anvil base. It is, I believe, 12. And I miscalculated. I had 12, not 14. I am bad at math and counting, apparently. I let this go out. So yeah, 12 iron ingots to be able to make your iron anvil. Unless something goes wrong in the very last second. This game makes me a liar once again. But we will see. We'll let these heat up. We'll reheat these last two. And then we will get our anvil top made. And then we've got to heat both of these pieces back up to actually fuse them together. Alright, and 12 iron ingots later, we have both halves of our anvil. We just gotta wait for this guy to heat up, and then we are going to be solidly Iron Age and potential for Steel Age. Should be good enough. So we're gonna place that on the floor. Wait, there's a creature in the way. What? There we go. I guess I was in the way. We're going to place it on the floor. We're going to take our powdered borax, which we did in the quern. We're going to place a bit of that on top. Ouch! We're not going to put those away yet. And we're going to click that, put that on there. We're not done yet. We have to hammer it into place. And we have an Iron Anvil. Congratulations, people. We have our Tier 3 Anvil. Now, we can retire the old one and potentially repurpose it later to use in other things. Can I, like, set this on top of something? Apparently not. We'll figure out what to do with that later. But yeah, we have that. And now, we can work some of our meteoric iron if we want to. And we can work steel when we get there, which is going to be in a future episode. You know, I was going to make something out of meteoric iron, but I realized we kind of have everything that we need right now. So we don't need to do that. We will do that in the future. But I don't see a reason to do that right now. Instead, we're going to travel over to this doohickey-majigger over here, and I will show you guys how to fix translocators, what they do, and maybe we'll do some hunting on the way back for some extra food. Meat is about the only thing that you'll find in the winter, so yes, I'll be back. Alright, so translocators can be found underground, very rarely above ground, but all throughout your world, and they generally spawn in some kind of small room with a bunch of clutter around them. I've cleared this one out. We got some things that we've brought home already, but it is a broken static translocator, and you see on the little tooltip there, to repair, we need 2 metal parts. Now, this room gave us 4, so that's not a problem. Now we need 3 temporal gears, and you can see they go in there, which is fantastic. The last one's going to go up there. Bam. And now this thing is repaired. So let's make sure that we have a full belly, or as close to full as possible. Let's block that off so nothing nasty can come in here while we're away. And we're going to see where this takes us. So you stand on it, it does some shaky stuff, and now we are underground, and we are a long ways south. Close to an area that I've been before, but nevertheless a long ways south. And we can get some rusty gears, some like stuff out of these chests. This is what I was talking about before. This is actually where all those crates came from that are now back at the house. You can see we've got some here. These don't regenerate, so there's no reason that you can't get rid of those. Break a bunch of the clutter. We have 3 more gears. Very nice. And as you can see, we got some of the repair dealios, so that's how you get those. You don't always get enough, which is sad sometimes, but most of the time I would say, yeah, see, look, we just got a bunch more. So most of the time, if not always, you should have everything that you need. Now, a fun little thing with these translocators, this has granite stone in it, that I will demonstrate here with... Let's throw our spear in there. If you throw an entity on the translocator... Oops, we're too close. If you throw an entity on the translocator, it will translocate your item. So, if we go back through... There it is. Okay, let's get off of that and try again. Oh my gosh. So, you can potentially set up some kind of a item translocation system that way and be kind of cool. But, yeah, there you go. That's your translocators. Now, obviously, as they put us underground most of the time, we have to go up. So, let's see how many of our 64 ladders it takes us to get all the way up. Okay, so we're using more ladders than I would have thought, so it's whatever. But you'd almost miss it except for these 3 black flecks. We actually found some zinc while we were tunneling up here, which is fantastic. We can use that. So I'm gonna take a second to gather all of the zinc here. This can be ridiculously hard to find because, all right, let's remove that. If you didn't know, these only look a little bit different than everything else. If you were just passing by, you might miss it. So finding it by accident and actually seeing it I am so happy right now. Zinc is a lovely mineral that lets us do a couple of different things. We can make our own torch holders now, because those take brass. And zinc and copper make brass. So I'm going to finish gathering this up, and then we will continue on our way to the surface. Oh my goodness, we have finally broken our way through to the surface. I accidentally got a zinc block while I was doing that, so that's fun. We're going to put some more ladders down and mark it with a translocator icon. And you can see we are far away from the snowy lands of our home right now, but this is, there's even a trader over here. Wow, maybe we can spend the night and banish the darkness. This is a way to cover massive distances, and if you spend enough time in your world, you will eventually be able to make translocator networks, so to speak. You'll be able to find your way through networks of translocators to make it far north, south, east, or west of your home location. Did I lose track of this trader already? Hold up. Oh no, he's in front of me still. It's just there's a lot of ravines and things. Okay. Well, let's see if we can't get over there and make it to morning. Good morning, sir. What is your name? This is Tinker, and he is a local good. Oh, building materials trader. So you can get wallpapers and all kinds of stuff off of this guy. And we actually can sell them some stuff. So here's an introduction to traders. You bring what they want, and they will give you money for it. So they will give me 1 gear for 5 metal scraps. I don't really need the metal scraps for anything else right now, so we will buy and sell. And he has given us another rusty gear. Ow! Sir. It's not quite morning yet, so... Got anything to trade. So if we wanted to, we could grab any one of these. Pink wallpaper, gray, green, ancient pillars. Those are kind of crazy. Polished rocks, fired red ceramic shingles, which we could have used forever ago. All kinds of cool stuff. So you sell them things to make gears. And then there are specific traders who really have things that you want. But we're not going to get into that today. I guess I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer until morning. It is 4:30 in the morning. Once again, farmers rise. Okay. We'll be back again. Alright, we haven't quite made it back yet. We made a break for it. There's a portal over there. We got to be quick. But... right here, I saw on the way over, throw stuff out, quickly. We are somewhat low on health. I don't want to be murdered out here. It's a long way back. High fertility soil. We're going to grab it quick. And then when we get home, I'll show you what it's about. Ah! Alright, that was a little dicey, but we made it back. Barely. Trying to grab all that with creatures spawning around me was probably not the best idea. But we have 23 high fertility soil. This stuff is rare. And you don't get a ton of it most of the time, as you can see. But the reason it is good is because it is used to make Terra Pretta. So, to make Terra Pretta, you need powdered charcoal, you need compost, and you need bone meal. You also need the high fertility soil, which makes double the amount. So you can make it either way, but the cheaper way to make it is with the high fertility soil. And as charcoal is a pain in the buttocks to produce, very time consuming, I prefer to do it with the high fertility soil. So that is great. But how do we make compost, you say? Well, that is why... Ooh, game froze for a sec. That is why when we come down here, I have not thrown away any of the rot. Rot is an important part of your vintage story journey. I could have swore we had more than that. Anyways, you stick it in here, and once you get 64 of it, you can seal this, and it will turn into compost. Which is fantastic for our purposes. I have another crock full of stew up here, so we don't need to grab another one of our other ones. We can just plop that down right there. So good. Okay. I accidentally grabbed a full block of zinc. It was not intentional, but there we go. Okay. Let us check on our leather. Still not done. All right. Days later, these are ready to be scraped. However, they will have to wait because these have been put through the the weak tannin and now need to go into the strong tannin for 4.5 days. But that means that we don't have what we need for these other ones. So I'm gonna just dump that out. We're going to fill that full of water and get some more weak tannin processing. And we have another 4.5 days for this leather. So I'll be back again. All right. After a lot of time and another recording session, we are back with 24 leather. Finally. I now need to make more strong tannin. I am making the weak tannin. We have these hides to process, so let's get this started really quickly here, and then we can make ourselves some nice things. You start to see why I said we need so much oak very early on in the series. There we go. Okay, so with leather, we can make so many things. We can make books. We can make backpacks. We can make antler mounts. It'd be kind of useless to make that. The blacksmith's apron, we can actually make. There is armor that we can make. There are shields that we can make, leather reinforced. There are lots of things that we can make. We can make a sling. You can also use linen to do that, apparently. Yeah. There is a longbow, which takes the leather. It also, however, I believe takes the hunter class. So we are going to make some backpacks. So it takes 2 leather per. We can make 3, and then we need to sort some stuff out here. Okay, this is empty now. We can throw that there. I always just threw my stuff on the floor so that I didn't have to juggle it around. But also, you can see here, it tells you what's in it. So if we move all of this into the new storage slots, you can see this now has all of the stuff. This is empty. And this is empty. There we go. And now we have a lot more storage space. Can we... We cannot, in fact, recycle these. So with the reed baskets, you can recycle them with a knife. Apparently, you cannot do that with the hunter's bags. So we will just set that there. We will be using these, though, so I'm not going to be recycling those. We can use those. There's some chickens nearby, and I'm going to trap them. Trap them with the baskets. Let's see. There's a bunch of dudes running around in here, but we'll check quickly. That is the boar. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You are ready to mate, but not pregnant. Alright, well, we don't have piglets on the way yet. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that, I believe, is all that there is time for in today's episode, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.